This topic focuses on factors that must be considered when starting a business plan based on an action plan. Entrepreneurs are unlikely to start a business venture without well-structured business and action plans. Entrepreneurs must consider various factors before starting up a business. These include the culture of the organization, environmental changes, customer services, business growth, and cost savings. The organizational culture refers to the personality of the business and is a combination of the vision, values, work environment, and internal behavior. Training must be conducted with staff on the organizational culture so that their behavior reflects the company's image and branding. Entrepreneurs need to adapt to the challenges of dynamic and unpredictable business environments. They must also evaluate the impact of external political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors before starting up their business ventures. Entrepreneurs should strive to provide effective customer services that satisfy the needs of customers beyond their expectations. They should also identify potential customers and establish good relationships with them. Entrepreneurs must determine the size and potential business growth before startup to determine the most appropriate form of ownership. Entrepreneurs need to apply certain cost-saving measures before startup in order to manage limited financial resources. These cost-saving measures include joint advertising campaigns with other businesses to reduce advertisement costs. Entrepreneurs must consider certain factors when starting a business, which include strategy, operations, productivity, and size of the business. A strategy is a plan of action used by the business to achieve its goals. Businesses need to implement and continuously revise strategies such as marketing strategies. Entrepreneurs must implement the activities as outlined in the action plan. Operations need to be implemented and staff need to be employed and trained. Businesses must ensure that there is a high rate of productivity in all their operations. They need to ensure that costs decrease and output increases in order to maximize profits. Businesses must decide on the most appropriate size for successful operations. Management of operations becomes difficult as the business grows. Businesses need funding for the following reasons: to cover expensive startup costs and purchase machinery and raw materials, to pay daily operational costs such as wages, telephone, and other expenses, to expand the business as sales increase and larger premises are required. Businesses need to know which sources of funding are available to them, which may include bank loans, where businesses apply to borrow money from banks and are approved based on their credit rating. Bank overdraft, in which short-term credit financing is provided by banks to businesses to have a regular cash flow. Trade credit, in which short-term credit financing is offered by suppliers to businesses. Equity capital, where capital is provided by owners to increase their total interest in the business. Venture capital, where private equity funding is provided to start-up businesses based on their growth potential in exchange for a share in the business. Angel funding, where funding is provided by wealthy entrepreneurs in exchange for a share in businesses, particularly in the technology industry. Various factors influence the choice of funding for businesses, which include the nature of finance, where the specific form of ownership will dictate the business's finance options. The amount of capital needed, where larger amounts of capital require multiple sources.